What's up, guys? It's been a while since we've been on, but we are here in our brand new studio. Had some help decorating it over the last couple of weeks. Got to thank Kara for our nice new logo up there on the wall behind us.
Good job, Kara.
Got some new artists that John will talk about here in a few minutes that have, or not new artists, but new art, I should say. Got some frames and stuff we want to talk about. Make sure we get to point them out. But all in all, we are back up and running and good to go, and we should have content popping out pretty regularly now. So, John, you want to talk about your giveaway?
Yeah. This one is going to be, let's call it a podcast audio exclusive for the Podbean listeners, because hopefully we'll have a winner before the video actually hits YouTube. But Sean Sauter gave us a couple of these to give away. It's the characters of the Big Bang Theory. And all you have to do is share our Facebook group to your newsfeed, screenshot it, email that screenshot to aimlessadventure@gmail.com. First one to do it, we'll ship that out to you. It's signed by Sean and everything.
Terry, cool.
Happy to be back. Able Maniacs, Super Maniacs, what's up? Guess we're rocking and rolling again. You know what? I just want to thank a lot of the people that got a hold of me through private messages, what have you, on Facebook. They were curious about how all of us were doing and where we're coming back. And, you know, I'm sure a lot of you seen my little Facebook videos pop up here and there. You know, appreciate everybody that watches those. You know, I just do it out there because I'm just keeping in touch with everybody out there and just like to try to make people smile is pretty much why I do it. Plus, I'm very egotistic and I like attention.
Every time I see one of those,
Yeah.
it reminds me of when Hasselhoff was drunk and eating the cheeseburger and talking into his phone. You remember that? I can't. I was like, every time I think it's like, is Terry drunk when he's doing this? Like,
You never know. You never know. That's the thing. I can maintain.
Like,
When he
where's
was
the
holding the
cheeseburger
camera
at?
like this,
Where's the cheeseburger at?
So I appreciate everybody gets kicked out of them, you know what I'm saying? But see, I hold my own cell phone. That's the trick. I don't have my daughter.
Right.
'Cause I don't have a daughter.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't have a daughter.
Not in this state.
No. I've been to a lot of states. But anyways, I digress.
To borrow one.
So anyways,
He's just kidding, Sandra. He's
Yeah.
just kidding.
Yeah.
Please do not. That's not a fight starter.
So either way, just everybody out there, just asking, hey, when you guys coming back, man? I think all of us collectively appreciate it. Y'all just kept us in the back of your mind, like, man, I'd like to see these guys do some more content. So this is great. We're back. You know, it's a little bit of a different format. Well, so far, a little lineup, different studio. But other than that, we want to keep entertaining all you guys out there, Aimless Maniacs and all that. And I also want to tell everybody out there, Tim and Donna Conrad, say hello. And from what I know, they're looking forward to participating in the future like they have in the past. So it'd be nice to have Tim and Donna back. And hopefully Aaron and Brandon are going to be doing some things for us too. And then my son, Jordan, we might do some offshoot stuff for food challenges. I did a Taki challenge Thanksgiving night, which I regretted immediately the next day. But, you know, just we want to provide more content for you guys and just keep you guys entertained and in the loop. So, with that being said, you know, here at Aimless Adventures, we have a lot of different things we like to talk about. And let's talk about Lady Gaga, because she's one of my favorite topics. And the big news was that she is going to headline the Super Bowl halftime show. Now, when we had the Super Bowl here last time, Katy Perry, whether you like the music or not, had a memorable performance with sharks dancing. You know, sharks became like memes on the internet. You know what I mean? So Lady Gaga, I think, is eons above Katy Perry as a singer.
Yeah,
you know, as far
She's
as
actually got a lot of talent.
Vocally goes, you know.
A lot of talent.
But you know, it's just interesting to see a performer like that, because you take a look when Prince passed away earlier this year. A lot of people harken back to his Super Bowl performance, Purple Rain, and it was raining.
Right.
You know, it's saying that was the iconic piece of music mastery for an icon. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So with someone that's like Lady Gaga, and with an audience that the NFL wants to put it out there for everybody, because kids are at home watching with parents too.
Right.
You have someone that can kind of, you know, push the edge with Lady Gaga with her personal views and her style of music and style of dress, what have you. How will that play out to middle America watching the Super Bowl halftime show?
I think it's funny that, you know, because we all remember Nipple-gate
Yeah.
with
Janet
Jackson
Justin
and
Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake.
So they pick somebody that's
And
famous for never wearing any
yeah,
clothes.
so like, well, no, what I was getting at was, so that like was, you know, polarizing moment. And so the very next year, they like pulled so far back on the reins, entertainment-wise. They gave us
bands from
they
the
gave us the Who,
We got
Bruce
Tom Petty,
Springsteen, and I'm like, what the fuck? The classic rock station is like alive and well at the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm not the biggest Who fan, but like Springsteen and Tom Petty was cool. But it's like, holy shit, man! They're just like trying way too hard to not offend anybody. Yeah. So I mean, it's good to see that is worn off and that they're back to bringing like relevant. I mean, like it'd be nice if they had like a country artist once in a while, like Garth Brooks or something, because Garth Brooks was on a hell of a show, but like
country's become more mainstream crossover more now than it ever has been, where a lot of hardcore country fans are like, that's not country music. Right. Like I see a lot of people dig on like what's their names, Florida Georgia Line. I like them. I have a couple of songs about, but I have everything in my iPod. I'm not a music snob. I like anything, but like
I'm more of a traditionalist. But I mean, I get it. But it's like still...
It keeps the industry alive, though.
Yeah, well, what it is like... They've gone away from the traditional artists and they're going for what sells and, what's popular, who can cross over,
How many times have we seen hip-hop and rap evolve and change from, Run DMC and Fat Boys on up to, like, T-Pain and Wiz Khalifa and stuff. I mean, it's a completely different music.
I don't even know who half the rappers are anymore.
I don't either.
But like you could, you look at my iPod. I have Snoop Dogg, NWA, Ice Cube, Death Row stuff, everything that I grew up with. Coming up from the mid '80s, Run DMC, up to the mid to late '90s. But
that's kind of like the beauty of us out like growing up in Coolidge, and I tell people this all the time. It's like,
guys, since you're bringing up classic hip hop, I just want to say here's my vote for halftime show. 2 Live Jews. All right, that's all I gotta say. The kings of hip hop, the ones with the hustle for all the fakers, the ones that kick them in the tuchus. 2 Live Jews. All right, to be found at your local disabled veteran store, or whatever. Okay, Salvation Army. Okay, for $2.
I just have to say that I love the fact that you had no idea that was going to come up.
Right, I was like, Freddy planned that. Right.
That's all point of sitting there ready.
I actually have 2 Live Jews on cassette here at my desk. All right.
That's Johnny on the spot right there.
And it's just great because he has that next to him for convenience, not for the show.
It has nothing to do with us. Nothing to do with this.
But like what you're saying though, like with country artists, I just read this the other day. George Strait came out with a new song called "Kicked Out Country." Apparently, and I haven't got a chance to listen to it yet.
I haven't either, but I heard it's
But he's basically saying the country radio don't play me no more. George Strait is the
absolute worst performer on the face of the earth.
Agreed. Country flipping music.
Period.
Absolute worst performer on the face of the earth.
Hey,
I love his songs. I hate his concerts. His concerts suck.
John and I saved up for months to go to the George Strait Festival. We stood in line in hours in freezing cold rain.
Where was that, ASU Stadium?
Yeah.
And they had the carnival outside? Yeah, I was there.
He walked out on stage and he went, "Hi."
Right.
But when you're George Strait, what do you need to do?
And he walked away.
Appease your fans, like...
If you come to Arizona, sing the song that you have that's famous. It's about Arizona.
Right.
If you watch the movie Pure Country, he does the same shit in the movie playing another character, except he's just got pyro behind him.
Right, yeah.
At the beginning, when he's Dusty Rhodes, he ain't the Malcolm 3, baby. He ain't the Malcolm 3. But he does the same thing. And then at the end, when he comes out, he's found his roots and all that, and he's clean shaven, and all he's getting back to his roots.
He just stands there.
He just stands there. I cross my heart. It's like he shoots a music video and just starts smiling. People don't give a shit about George Strait, I want fireworks. That ain't about it with George Strait. It's music, bro.
Fan interaction. I mean, we could have gotten collectively 60,000 people to sit around and listen to a CD. It would have been the same thing.
At least talk to it. How's it going? I'm glad I'm here. Thank you, Phoenix.
At least acknowledge you know where you're at.
Yeah. That's what I noticed. It's like it's like he just walked out. I mean, and I'm a big George Strait fan, but it's like it was the most disappointing concert I'd ever been to. Ever.
We enjoyed his music more on the stereo on the drive up than we did when we got there.
When he came up, I was like, screw. We went back out to the carnival because they were giving away like free Jack Daniels out there and shit at that tent. So
and Tim McGraw played just before him, and that shit was
Yeah,
excellent.
yeah.
One of the
How
best
hard
I've
is
ever
that?
seen.
Dude, I've seen clips of Tim McGraw. How hard is he to follow up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tim McGraw is badass too. Best country concert I ever went to, man. Brooks and Dunn. Seen twice.
I bet they were good.
Badass.
I just went to Florida Georgia Line, and that shit was awesome.
I figured they're high energy. They seem
Yeah,
like
it was a freaking amazing show. And like 3 weeks before that, we went and saw Snoop Dogg in the same place.
Yep.
It was
I'm sure
great.
Snoop Dogg's got a high energy.
Yeah.
They were actually passing joints out to the audience.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It seemed like the audience was really eco-friendly. It seemed like they were all going green.
Yeah,
You know?
they were all sharing. Yeah, it was.
I would have walked in there like, when's the last time you had a TB test? Worry about it, dude.
It was pretty crazy. They were like literally, like, they usually throw out beach balls. They were throwing out like joints that were like 10 feet long into the audience and letting them bat them around. And it was ridiculous. But it was.
Wiz Khalifa had more songs that I knew than I thought I knew.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do have him on my. I actually have a Wiz Khalifa collaboration with John Cena on my iPod.
I don't
Nice.
think I've even heard any of his songs ever.
Black and Yellow.
Yeah, black
Black
and
and
yellow.
yellow, black and yellow, black
Put your
and yellow.
hands
Because
up.
he's from Pittsburgh.
I've
And leave them there.
I've heard Black and Yellow.
All we
like
do is
once.
win.
And the what Paul Walker song after he died from.
Oh, yeah.
That's his song too.
I'll see you again. Isn't it Tyrese that sings on that? Is it Tyrese that sings on that with him?
I don't think so.
All right. So
It ain't
Anyways.
Terry Hoover.
from Lady Gaga to Wiz Khalifa.
Oh, that's great.
But I mean, I hear, like, I listen to KUPD in the mornings, and they kind of complained about Lady Gaga was selected. They were thinking, like, hey, man, it's a Super Bowl. It kicks ass. Why don't you let Metallica? Metallica's got,
Oh, right.
they
would be a good
surpassed,
concert.
They've got big mainstream hits as far as, people like to listen, like, let them rock a little bit
Right.
here,
And you can trust them.
Right. They're not going to get
sadly,
naked.
There's
They
no
don't cuss.
There's no expletives in their music.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of stereotypes of people that don't know who they are would think, oh, Satan music. It's like, dude, way far from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as funny as it sounds, like probably 99% of their songs are radio friendly.
Well, I think
they have a couple that are far from it. But
And how many of
most
their
them-
songs are played during sporting events?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's very true. A
Or
lot.
get AC/DC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Serious.
I think Lady
Except
Gaga
I think
will
only
do
one
okay.
of them's still alive. But
No.
I'm sure he can find a new DC or something. He's been replaced before.
But AC/DC and Metallica are not as pretty as Lady Gaga.
It's true.
That's true. Well, there'd be some people that'd be like, no.
It depends on, like, she's came out fairly unique looking a couple of times too. So.
Yeah, I think as long as she doesn't wear a meat suit.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
How
That'd
far are
be
you
okay.
in Walking Dead? Because they wear the meat suits in Walking Dead. Well, you've seen enough where they kill the walkers and drape themselves in it, where Rick and Glenn did it.
Well, in the first couple episodes, they wiped blood.
Yeah,
on
to
them
mask
and stuff,
themselves.
but yeah, that's
Yeah,
as far.
That's more attractive than what Lady Gaga did with her meat suit.
Yeah.
At least they're doing it to not die, not just to be weird. That's too.
Yeah, she's
She's this generation's Bjork.
Pretty much.
the American version of Bjork.
Yeah.
A little more popular, though. Like
Yeah.
Bjork and Madonna. She's our Madonna. She's our Madonna.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm actually
Madonna's
surprised
our
that-
Madonna. We grew up with Madonna being our Madonna.
I'm actually surprised that this many people knew who Bjork was. So.
Oh yeah,
So
she
that's
beat up that
that's
reporter,
a win for
bro.
me.
She kicked that reporter's ass. Hi, welcome to Thailand. Love that clip. She's pissed off.
Was she from Finland? Switzerland.
Sweden, I think.
I thought it was Iceland.
Some fucking weird.
She's Scandinavian.
Someland.
Whoa,
Is she
whoa.
the one that wore the swan?
Yeah.
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 Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
Yeah.
Some land
Used.
with coldness
Yeah.
that's not here.
And it's not North Dakota.
We're like, she's normal.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's what it is. She wasn't weird. She's just a different culture.
Right?
I don't know. I think, honestly, I don't think she'd do a horrible time at the halftime show. Definitely wouldn't be my choice, but it might be like the first time in like a couple of years that I'll take the time to actually watch.
Yeah.
I'm
She
interested to
killed
see-
the national anthem.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you're going to be curious to see what she does too, because you assume that it's going to be.
She's going to push the envelope
Right.
or something.
It's going to be a multi-million-dollar production, so you want to see
how's she gonna sneak
what
the
kind of
nudity
special
in?
effects and
Yeah.
all that shit they're gonna
Everybody's
do.
going to have their TiVos.
How they gonna try to hide the nudity? Is
They'll just do like CNN did.
Cut
The
to
live
commercial!
show- The live show will be great, but at home you'll be seeing hardcore porn.
right.
Transgender.
Where's the Super? Is it in Tampa Bay this year?
I have no
I
idea.
can't remember.
I
Take
don't
a
know
look,
either.
find out. 'Cause I don't, the weather always plays an effect on that.
Where is the 2017 Super Bowl?
Siri, oh, I don't have that. I'm just a droid dude.
Okay, Google it, man.
Yeah. Okay,
Do it.
Google.
Okay, Google, 2017 Super Bowl.
See, that's how it works, man. You didn't know you had that?
Yeah, I do. I just wasn't thinking.
I just didn't want you to know. I knew
Houston.
I had it.
Okay, so it's in Houston. So they.
Oh, that's right.
So the
Yeah,
weather
it's-
won't be a factor then, because like for Prince, that's what makes it so cool. But like when Katy Perry did her deal, they closed the roof on University of Phoenix Stadium. Like I've always wondered, what's going to happen when you live in front of that many people and you're out like in Tampa Bay that time of year when it's rainy or humid or whatever and everything soaks up moisture or whatever. And you're wearing all your celebrity clothes and you're trying to move around like I'm just waiting for that great fucking fail, man. I want to see someone fall, bust their fucking ass. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's probably a reason.
And I just hope I was
Just
just like,
right off the stage.
yeah, just like, bloop, bloop. Okay, folks, we'll go to our local sponsors right now.
Right.
There's probably a reason though that they don't have a lot of Super Bowls at like Lambeau.
Right. Yeah.
So, that probably has something to do with how they pick it too.
No,
just to
you
make
see
sure
her
that
tumble off the stage, and then like Madonna or something will just pop up
Spring
and
up,
continue
yeah.
singing.
replace.
They have backups.
But here's another good question, though. Okay, since we're on the topic, you've seen where the main act brings special guests.
Right.
We've seen some pretty cool mishmashes, some pretty cool collaborations, and we know she's collaborated with Tony Bennett.
Mhm.
You know, what?
Oh, it would be awesome if she did collabo with Metallica.
Oh.
If she brought out somebody
No,
like that,
seriously, though.
like
That'd be like,
off
ah.
the fucking chart, like
Like,
like
at first
surprise us. You know
at
what I
first
mean?
it's in the dark and you don't notice, but when they show the band, it's Metallica.
Dun, 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 dun. You know what I mean? How
Yeah.
fucking
Or,
awesome
hey,
would that
hey,
be?
we're in Texas. What means she doesn't slow it down? Ladies and gentlemen, George Strait. Scanners.
Right?
I'm done, dude. You know what I mean? I'm done.
I'd probably run over and shut the TV off. real
A
quick.
spotlight comes on, he's leaning against the stool. And then the spotlight goes off. No, nothing.
Well, who knows? Maybe since it's in Texas, maybe we'll be something like Florida Georgia line that joins or some popular country act because you're right there in the heart of
That'd be
Texas,
cool.
Houston. You know what I mean?
So they haven't. There's nowhere that's listed her.
What she's gonna do?
Supporting cast or whatever. No.
Not that I
And
know.
then you
of.
never know until it
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Who was it that that person brought out the Red Hot Chili Peppers? They weren't the main act, but they came out.
Yeah.
Was it Katy Perry?
I thought it was the year before.
I don't remember.
Yeah, but I remember they were a surprise.
Yeah.
Oh shit, the Chili Peppers! I like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, man.
I don't remember who that was either, but I remember that happening.
Did Tom Petty do that?
And then Lenny Kravitz, was he the show or was he a guest?
He was a guest. He's never been.
He got brought out. So yeah, that's to bottle it up. That's why it's so curious with that particular performer, because she's across the board on everything. It's the biggest ratings grab of the year. Is the Super Bowl every year, and what kind of surprises? What are we going to see? It's going to be interesting.
I miss when Beavis and Butt had a 15-minute special during this
Yeah.
Super Bowl halftime show.
Or the
so
Bud
we
Bowl.
Just turn it off. Yeah, the Bud Bowl is always cool too.
Or you can put it on Animal Planet, the Puppy Bowl.
Oh yeah, yeah. I won't lie with
Last
you.
year was a fucking fail, man. There was like some gross commercials and just
Yeah, the commercials
stupid.
sucked bad.
It's like, man, what the fuck are you guys thinking? The one with the Dorito where the kid, the baby, like jumps out of its mom's body, and it's like, who fucking green-lighted that?
And
Like,
you're sitting there eating some fucking Doritos like, embryonic fluid. No thanks.
Jesus Christ, man.
That was kind of Walking Dead level.
Oh, man, right?
What was the one that everybody was pissed off about last year that depressed them because they showed the little kid playing? It was like for an insurance commercial or something like that. Like, but you didn't get insurance. this child died or something like that.
Oh my God!
Remember that one?
I don't remember that one.
No, because KP talked about it a lot. They're like, man, that's a downer, man. You watch these commercials to laugh your ass off and have fun, you know?
I remember the monkey baby.
Yeah, monkey baby dancing,
Monkey baby,
dancing
puppy?
monkey baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Puppy monkey baby?
Puppy monkey baby. Yep. That
For-
thing, so creepy.
The
It's
Mountain
weird
Dew
shit.
Kickstart thing, and that's one thing. I don't remember any others, but like I do remember coming away from last year's Super Bowl like, man, the commercials like catastrophically sucked this year. Like,
Especially when it's like the Patriots and shit playing. That's the best part is the commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a team you don't care about. But yeah, I think, you know, that now that marijuana is being legalized a little bit more across the country, I hope the advertising people hire more potheads because they come up with the best fucking stupid ass ideas.
And if you're gonna spend $8 million for a 30-second spot or whatever it is now, come up with a new commercial. Don't play one that
Not-
we've seen.
yeah.
right? Like who?
Budweiser always rules.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because there's always something to do with the horse and the fucking dog or
It
something.
always makes
Some
me want to
animal.
cry.
You're like, oh my god, man. Fuck, man, I'm so fucking emotionally involved, too. Let me drink. It's like they make you fucking happy and depressed at the same time. You're like, dude, I need Budweiser now.
That's, I don't know, but I'm definitely hoping that they step it up this year because they
Yeah.
just flat freaking sucked last year.
Right.
I know a lot of people that don't even like sports watch for the commercials.
Right.
Yeah.
Like even my mom, she was like,
And the halftime
"Did
show.
you see that commercial with the?" Okay.
What about you, Murph? What you got going on today?
All right, well, it's been a while, so there's some new toy news I got for you, but if you guys have walked down the toy aisle in the last couple of weeks, you may have noticed the new Rogue One Star Wars toys have hit the shelves. So anyway, I want to take you back, not those new Star Wars figures, but take you back to the day of the old Kenner Star Wars figures. Some of us might remember these. Kenner Toys back in 1978 was the company that got the license to license Star Wars toys. And they created the 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures, and that started that trend. Well, anyway, one thing that I've discovered is fan-made custom figures, okay, especially Kenner style. It used to be years ago that in the fan community, fans would custom make figures of characters that were never made. For example, Kenner Toys made a little over 100 figures if you count the Ewoks and Droids line. But they never made a Grand Moff Tarkin, okay? You know, the old guy, Peter Cushing, in charge of the Death Star in the first movie. They never made a figure for him. They never made a Sand Trooper figure. What was that, Terry?
Whatever.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, never mind.
Oh, okay. Anyway. Well, like I said, in the fan community, some fans would make custom figures and they would sell them, but it was basically through word of mouth. They might only make 10 or a dozen of them, and it would just be, sold to friends that they knew online. I've started to find a couple companies that are now starting to make these type of figures, and it's becoming more and more popular. I want to show you one right here. One is a company called the Vintage Studio. You can find them on Facebook. This is their Sand Trooper figure. And what they've done is they've actually made a Sand Trooper based on the old Kenner mold, and they've carded him a figure that they've never made before in Star Wars, in the Kenner line. So if you're a fan of the old Kenner toys, it's kind of cool, you know. They also got one here that's open. As you can see, it's like the old Star Wars Stormtrooper, but it has the backpack, rifle, and all of that, which is kind of neat. So if you're looking to round out your Kenner Star Wars collection, this is probably something that's affordable. They're easy to find. You can find them at the Vintage Studio on Facebook. And it's kind of neat. So pretty cool.
When you say affordable, what's affordable to the general public? What's that? How much
less than $100. So less than $50 packaged.
Oh, for a single 6-inch tall toy.
Yep. Yeah, considering these now, back in the day, these used to go for $3. Now they'll cost you about $10 in the store. So inflation.
I'm actually scared to ask you what an expensive one goes for.
Well, what's the Holy Grail, Murph? The Holy Grail is that all blue Boba Fett prototype, right? That's the most rarest, most expensive one.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah.
All right. So this one has a special story. This one's actually sold out. There was only 300 of these made. It was made by a site called ProCustomFigures.com. Story behind it. This is the kit bashed Boba Fett. Okay. Now, when companies first make a toy, they usually make what's called a kit bash prototype. It's usually a prototype that's made up of parts from other figures. Okay. And then they repaint it. They'll add putty and some little extra sculpts and so on. Well, when they first made the Boba Fett figure, it was a kit bash. It only appeared in a few promotional photographs, and then it kind of went away because they changed the sculpt. Over the years, that actual prototype has been lost. It was probably thrown away in the garbage or whatever. No one kept it. It's been lost. Well, anyway, fans have been searching for it forever. And of course, the earliest versions we have is, like you said, Terry, the rocket-firing Boba Fett, which all those were the modern version that Kenner had of Boba Fett, but the kit bash was lost. Well, this company actually got the photographs, and they did the research, because the kit bash Boba Fett parts had been identified. They used the legs and the arms the arms from the Stormtrooper, the legs from the Death Squad Commander, the torso from C-3PO. John?
You're good.
Okay.
Your video froze up for a second, but you're good now.
Okay. And then they changed the chest and made a custom head and all that. Well, this company actually made a replica, a remake of the Kit Bash Boba Fett, including the firing backpack, which was actually on the original Kit Bash, was actually a launcher from a Shogun Warriors toy made by Mattel. So anyway, they limited it to 300. There was only 300 of these made, and it's actually a really cool toy. The missile actually launches. It comes with two missiles, like a pointed one, just like the prototype had, and then there was another picture of a rounded one that the prototype had. Comes with a stand and a box, and it was actually kind of neat. Something unique to add to your Star Wars collection. If you're trying to round out your Kenner Toys collection. So anyway, that was a company called ProCustomFigures.com.
Correct me if I'm wrong on that Boba Fett figure, Murph. I think I was watching an episode of Toy Hunter because they were looking for that, the all-blue one, the actual original one or whatever it was. But they said the whole reason why they scrapped that particular Boba Fett figure was because of the projectile deal with the toy, where the kids were going to poke their eyes out or something.
That is actually correct. I actually did a video about those. I have those toys. It was a Battlestar Galactica toy line where Mattel made small little ships. Two of them, two of the fighters from Battlestar Galactica, and two other ships that were kind of made off screen, whatever. And they fired these little red missiles. And what happened was, true story, a child shot one of those missiles down his throat, and he choked to death. At the same time, Kenner Toys was advertising their first mail-away exclusive, which was a rocket-firing Boba Fett. Like the Kit Bash one and so on, or like the one you saw in Toy Hunter. Anyway, there was a couple problems with it. One was the firing mechanism they had in it. It would accidentally discharge and fire the missile. And then they tried different mechanisms, and one, the L slot and the J slot would break, and you'd have small parts, whatever. They couldn't fix the launch mechanism where it wouldn't accidentally fire. And then Kenner's lawyers...
spring deal, right? Where kind of like how a ballpoint pen operates with a little mini spring in it?
Yeah.
Pull it down to kick it off?
If you go online, there was the L slot and the J slot. Okay, were two different firing mechanisms they tried for the rocket firing Boba Fett. The L slot would end up firing accidentally, which could end up hitting a kid in the eye or in their throat. The J slot, which was actually kind of like a J, it actually broke really easy, which then created a small plastic splinter that could get in a child's eye or whatnot. So after consulting their lawyers, they decided, let's just glue the missile in the figure, scrap the launching mechanism, and we'll mail it out. So the rocket-firing Boba Fett, there was none that were actually sent out to the public. The only ones that are out there are prototypes that were used during pre-production, which were just test samples they had. They come in various colors. Some are plain plastic, some are painted, some are a different colored plastic, and so on. But that's what you saw in Toy Hunter. But yep.
What do you think? Like, if you got a hold of one of those plain unpainted ones, what do you think you could?
If you have a plain one L slot that's not broken, you're looking at about $24,000 to $30,000.
How many of them are out there? You think? Do you have any?
You know, it varies. I've heard about 24 rocket firing Boba Fett's of various types. L slot, J slot. You know, some painted, unpainted, and then I've heard as high as 50 of them are out there. So somewhere between 24 and 50. It's really hard to tell.
That's crazy.
All right, Murph, I want to shift to another one of your favorite subjects here, and you and I kind of had a little bit of a banner on Facebook about it. Alien Covenant, the movie coming out.
Yes.
You've seen the poster. You're like, "Is this real?" And then I chimed in with you. I said, "Yeah, it's real, dude." So I gave you the link on it. What do you think?
Yeah, totally cool. I mean, I had heard about it, but I wasn't aware that it was coming out this soon. You know, I thought it would be like another year or two until it came out. So that really got me jazzed.
Yeah, apparently, I don't know if you guys heard about it. I'm sure you guys
I hadn't.
saw about. You've heard of a movie called Prometheus, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's supposed to be like the precursor. Way before the actual Alien, kind of sets everything up. Ridley Scott directed, the man that created Alien and all that.
Oh, those are connected, really?
Yeah, Prometheus is connected with
I
Alien.
did not know that.
Really?
I had no clue that was.
Yeah.
They're in the same
Murph,
universe,
Murph,
and
Murph,
it's
Murph,
about
Murph,
the creature.
Murph, can you tell us, and especially with Brian,
Educate the show.
tell us how Prometheus in the Alien Covenant is going to connect this whole universe together.
Okay. I don't know much about Alien Covenant, but what I can tell you about Prometheus is Prometheus. It takes place in the same universe as Alien and Aliens. However, Prometheus focuses on a race of beings that have been dubbed the Engineers. If you remember the very first Alien movie came out in 1979, there was that U-shaped spaceship the derelict spaceship that was found crashed on the planet. They went inside, and that was where the eggs were. At one point inside that ship, they found the fossilized remains of what looked like a giant alien, like not like the aliens, but a different type of alien. Not the xenomorph, but another type. A giant alien being sitting in a chair that looked like a gun. Anyway, that race has been dubbed by fans the Engineers, and it's kind of stuck. Prometheus, that movie focuses on the engineers, which after the first Prometheus movie, they seemed like they're a race of giant aliens, roughly humanoid, that are trying or attempting to play God. They seem to have influenced the life on various planets, including Earth. And at the end of the movie Prometheus, it's kind of hinted at that the xenomorph is actually one of their experiments that went awry. And was kind of unintentionally created.
Right? It was
Not yet. Nobody knows about them yet. This is the inception of the xenomorph at the end of Prometheus.
I thought in Prometheus they recognized that those the jars of animals were weapons that they were planned on.
Have you seen Prometheus?
Yeah.
Okay. They, I don't know, Murph, Prometheus kind of threw me off a little bit because I was expecting like a total Alien prequel, but I see where they were going, and I see how it was pretty much, what's his name? Michael Fassbender's character, David, is pretty much the antagonist somewhat in the movie.
Somewhat.
Yeah, you know, you can never trust the droids or the humanoids or whatever in those particular films. But it kind of left me at the end where Noomi Rapace, I don't know how to say her name, the girl, Dr. Shaw, I guess, was the character's name.
Yep.
Where she finds David, and, you know, everything's gone to shit. It is what it is. Her and David are left, but she still wants to go out to find the engineers, like, you know, I want to find the paradise. You know, why? I want to know why from them it was so important for them to try to wipe us out or whatever. It just took a few turns on me that I was kind of like, okay, you left it really open-ended, but I don't really get the point of this movie, man. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you're exploring a new planet, some weird shit happened. Where do we go from here? You know? And I'm looking to you for answers, Murph.
Okay, what's the question? I didn't quite get that.
The question is my question to you as a fan of the series, from Prometheus going into Alien Covenant, and they've said that they're supposed to tie it. What kind of answers for you as a fan did you see? Like me, I'm kind of like, I want to see where Dr. Shaw went. How the hell did David get where he went? Because they're already talking about the ship with Danny McBride and everybody else is going to be on it. They discovered David by himself on another planet.
Right.
So what happened to Dr. Shaw? I guess it's a question we're all going to have to go see the movie to find out. But What do you expect? How do you think this is going to tie in?
Okay, I guess for me, what I would like to see out of this movie is something. I was kind of 50-50. A lot of the fans before Prometheus didn't want to know about the engineers. Okay, half the fans were like, no, let's keep them a mystery. They're a mystery race. Who cares about them? Other fans wanted to know all they wanted to about them. I could have gone either way, but what I want to find out in Prometheus, which I'm hoping to through Shaw and David, is who are the engineers? Is this just some old alien race that's playing God? You know, that they're using the black goo as a catalyst to create life just because they can? You know, and in a way, is that kind of mirroring us in our own culture? You know, are we doing things with science, DNA, so on, just because we can? You know, when are we going to start creating life? And if you're able to create new life, are you then a god? And do the engineers now view themselves as gods? I really don't care about seeing the xenomorph that much more. Okay, I get it. The xenomorphs are tied to the engineers, but I'd like to learn more about the engineers. What's their society like? What's really motivating them? You know, and then do they eventually destroy themselves? You know, through their experiments.
Well, you saw the preview poster, which basically just shows the front of the xenomorph mouth.
Yep.
It just says "run." So you know,
maybe that
was a big fan thing. We're like, oh well, we thought this was a prequel to Alien, and we only got to see like a half-assed thing with the xenomorph at the end. We want the alien, and Prometheus, even though it was beautiful in 3D in the theaters and everything, and James Cameron praised Ridley Scott's work on it, did not perform at the box office like the studio had hoped it would.
Correct.
So I'm pretty sure the studio came and told Ridley Scott, like, hey, xenomorphs, you have to make this recognizable to the fans.
Like I said, I mean, like, I was actually a fan of the movie, and I had no idea that they were connected. So I think they should have played up on that. Like, here's a prequel to Aliens. You know what I mean? That would have been a good selling point.
Ridley Scott would love to hear you say that, because he'd be like, that's my point. You know? Now it's just blowing your mind that, hey, these universes are connected, but you enjoyed the movie anyways.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's cooler now that it's connected.
It makes you wonder, are the xenomorphs responsible for the destruction of the engineers? And is that why humanity never comes into further contact with the engineers, like in the later movies? I don't know. You know, I'd like to find out.
What if there's a after all this, then they do another movie where we find out that the engineers are still alive and well and kicking and fighting the predators.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, Murph.
Maybe they created the predators. Maybe they did.
What if the engineers are the predators?
Dude, the engineers created the Predator to destroy the xenomorph that they created by accident. You got it, brother. Yep.
Don't say any more online. Don't say any more online. Don't say any more on YouTube.
Somebody writes, Helen's writing all this down.
Helen's got the notes.
We'll be coming up with a script soon.
We have to do this offline, man. If we steal our money, steal our idea for our movie, man. We're not going to get any screenwriter credit for this shit.
All right.
Entertainment in general is starting to go kind of follow in Star Wars footsteps and going into the extended universes.
I can appreciate it. You know what? Like, for example, and this is a bit off subject, but it's somehow related. My wife and I went to see the musical Wicked.
Yeah,
right?
Loved it.
And awesome musical, great production. But my favorite part about it was that it told you the backstory of Wizard of Oz, it tied in Wizard of Oz, and then it showed you post-Wizard of Oz life of these characters.
Right.
And I was like fucking blown away about that whole, like that was my favorite part of all of it, was like, I love that kind of stuff. You know, like the whole Star Wars thing. It's like, they first showed us, you know, the middle of the story.
Right.
Now they've gone back and told us the beginning of the story. Now they're telling us the end of the story. It's a lot like Pulp Fiction in a way, you know, where they just fucking jump around and it's not in chronological order. I like that, you know?
Right, you get all the backstory and the history, plus like with Rogue One, this is basically after Episode 3, before Episode 4. You know what I'm saying? Whatever time space they give us here, like this is.
Is it?
Yeah, this is the story of how R2-D2 gets the fucking plans, dude.
This is within the 30 years between Part 3 and Part 4.
And they're giving you the small details about those outlying characters that are important to the story, but they've never talked about.
Darth Vader is in Rogue One. that's one thing I'm happy about. We get to see Darth Vader back on the fucking screen.
Really?
Yeah, because he's running the Death Star, bro.
Speaking of Wicked, did you see that show's coming out on NBC? It's
The End of Oz, or
something like that. It's basically going to be a TV series based on Oz.
After Oz.
After Oz. There you go.
Really?
And it's going to be a darker version. Like it's like,
NBC's answer to Once Upon a Time.
Right.
Pretty much,
that
yeah.
ABC has.
But like it shows Dorothy with, instead of Toto is like this badass German Shepherd, and like the Scarecrow, instead of being a scarecrow, he's like some dude that looks like he's strung out on heroin or some shit. I mean, it's literally
Thin Man.
like a real dark. Yeah, it's just a really dark version of it. It looks like it's gonna be pretty badass, though. It's.
And talking about expanding universes, think about what Universal has in their Universal Studios has in their cachet. They have the rights to Dracula, The Mummy, Frankenstein, The Invisible Man, all that. I think next year we get the new rebooted Mummy movie with Tom Cruise starring. And it's
they're redoing the Mummy?
And it's a female mummy this time. But that's going to tie into, if I remember correctly, Russell Crowe's been tagged to play Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Right.
Johnny Depp's been tagged to play the Invisible Man. Universal is going to bring Dracula and Frankenstein and all them, kind of like the Marvel universe has done. And the DC universe is doing right now. They're going to bring all the classic monster movies. And think about that right there. Tom Cruise, Russell Crowe, Johnny Depp. Those three big-ass heavy hitters, you know.
Right.
Speaking of Johnny Depp, there's another one that's doing the spin-off, extended universe. It's Harry Potter.
Yeah.
The
Stranger Beast, Where to Find Them.
The Wonderful Beast.
Oh,
or
right,
whatever.
right,
Yeah,
right.
that's same thing. It's
It's a prequel to, yeah.
Kinda, yeah. It's that world. It's those main characters are still talked about, but they're not in the movie. But it's totally different. It happens in America.
I didn't know
But
that
you-
either.
Yeah.
You look at the fandom around these franchises, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. There's too many good sources of scripts now where these people, like Harry Potter fans, for instance, they're like, fuck it, I'm going to write a side story to this and submit it. And these producers are like, fuck, this is a pretty good story, man. We should do this. This will sell. This will work. And God bless them for doing it,
Unlike 90210, you cannot be in high school when you're 43 years old, so they had to go somewhere else with the story.
No shit. But if you look at it, you take a look at just the passion that we as fans have for these particular properties, and they're such open-ended stories. And you take a look at the mediums, the particular mediums that are, taking advantage of, franchising out and doing these cross, breeding and existential stories to the main thing is how many X-Men comic books are there? How many stories have we read as comic book fans that are still out there that have not been put on the big screen? Spider-Man stories, Batman stories, characters that mainstream audiences don't know about.
Right.
That we're still like, oh, bated breath waiting to see. And then every generation or every decade or so, the studios are rebooting this. Okay, here's a new idea. Here's a fresh take. Here we go.
No, I wish they would move
Spider-Man's
on.
been rebooted 3 times
Yes,
in the
it's
last
like
20 years.
it's like fuck. Okay, we know the start of the story. Fucking move on already. Jesus.
I agree with you.
Spider-Man, when I first got introduced to Spider-Man, first thing I ever read was a Spider-Man comic book. My mother tells me the story all the time. Well, he loves Spider-Man. My favorite comic book character, period, Spider-Man, because I could relate to him. Nerdy.
How the
awkward,
fuck can you relate to Spider-Man?
Kind of a nerd, man.
An awkward nerd.
Yeah.
Not Spider-Man, but
No. I'm
Okay, yeah.
Not
Peter Parker. Peter Parker.
You identify with Peter Parker.
yeah.
Every time I go web,
Yeah, it
and
doesn't
I
matter.
swing across the city, it just.
When I was in my room and the white stuff was happening, I wasn't spewing webs when I was by myself.
Thank you
That's
for that,
PG-13.
Terry.
PG-13.
Thank you for that.
So either way, but I mean that's who I related to because he was a dorky teenager, awkward guy. You know what I mean? I was never really comfortable in my own skin.
Right? Yeah, we're not billionaires. We're not people from another
Well, he's
planet.
not billionaires. He's just a regular dude.
Right.
His Aunt May was the equivalent of my grandma to me, so that's why I kind of relate to it. But that was me at 5 years old in 1982. You know what I mean? Compared to another young person seeing Spider-Man when the movie comes out in, 2000, 2001? Compared to another young, like Jordan.
Tobey Maguire version.
Right, the Tobey Maguire version. Then Jordan, he gets introduced to the Andrew Garfield version. And, I think Jordan was about 5 or 6 years old when that one came out.
Is that the new kid's name?
Well,
Mexican
the new
kid?
kid's name, I forget his name. He was in Captain America: Civil War.
Oh yeah, I don't.
He's
know.
the new one.
That was the brand newest guy.
Yeah, so there's a new Spider-Man, but it's a new generation.
I don't know if that dude ever even been on TV before.
Tom Holland.
He was
in that movie with the Thor.
the social network.
No, Tom Holland wasn't in that one.
He was holy, I'm drawing blank here. Facebook creator.
No. That was Jesse Eisenberg.
Zuckerberg.
He was Zuckerberg's partner in college.
Andrew Garfield was.
He played that guy, yeah.
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
The last Spider-Man. We have a new Spider-Man. It's Tom Holland. Because now Marvel has gotten Marvel themselves has gotten some of the rights back to Spider-Man, so they're rebooting Spider-Man again.
Wait, so they went Tobey Maguire, that guy, and now another guy?
It's a new one.
It's the one that's in the
Civil
new
War.
Civil War movie. Have you seen Civil War?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, in Civil War, Spider-Man makes an appearance there as
else?
a very brand new Spider-Man that doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah, he was very green.
Right.
Because Tony Stark knows who Peter Parker is through S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
Or whatever it is.
The
Tony,
tracking of the...
spoiler alert. So, Tony Stark goes to him.
What else was
but
that
guess who Aunt May is now? They already cast Aunt May. Marissa Tomei.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, that's Aunt May.
Nice.
Yep.
Yes, that is Aunt May. Sorry.
My cousin Vinny.
And she does an awesome job.
No, the wrestler.
Really?
Watch the wrestler.
I've
No.
seen it, yeah.
Okay. Marissa Tomei and the wrestler.
I've seen it.
But so it's all changing.
She gets naked.
And it's good.
Very
That's the whole
naked.
thing. That's the whole thing about it. But yet, Iron Man in the comic books now is an African American female. She's donning the armor now with Tony Stark's blessing. Thor is a female in the comic books now, and it's Jane Foster, Natalie Portman's character. So, Marvel, the comic company, is making their product more diverse and more welcoming to, obviously, ladies and minorities and all that. But they're keeping the core characters, characters that we grew up with, involved in the process.
But why don't they just make new characters? Why are they changing the old ones? Is it because they can't write that good anymore?
First off, print media is just about dead. So no one's going to comic book stores anymore, period. And people aren't even buying newspapers anymore. So no one's going to walk in a comic book store and you have a better chance owning a comic book store selling a copy of Spider-Man or Iron Man or Radioactive Sun Girl. No one knows who the fuck that is. You know what I'm saying?
They have never done that though. They've always introduced Radioactive Sun
Yeah,
Girl
but
in Spider-Man comics.
Actually, comic books in the print market isn't dead. They tried to go digital with comic books, and it failed miserably. The comic book market is still alive. But instead of
what we knew.
Yeah, instead of using classic characters like Spider-Man, Thor, and all them, they became popular because the characters were interesting and the writing was good, and it caught on. There was a lot of failed characters back in the day too. They came out at the same time they did. But why don't they try to get their writers to create new characters? And let's have new characters that are well written. And they can
into the planet Earth and growing up on a farm. We don't need to hear that again.
Otherwise, it feels like a cheat. It feels phony to me.
Well, that too. Not only that, but you don't even have to create new characters. There's so many dozens and dozens of old characters that were popular in the books, are still popular in the books, and just haven't been utilized on film yet.
But think about what the comic books are now. The comic books are in line with the action figures because now the comic books are being promotional tools for the movies. Marvel's money is in Marvel Studios. They want you to go see the movies, buy the DVDs, buy the Blu-rays, rent it on video and rent it from Redbox. Go buy the toys from Walmart. Yeah, the comic books are almost secondary. Like, well, this is the source material, but hey, go see the movie because even when you buy, like when Batman vs Superman was coming out, that's the first time in a long time I've seen Walmart carry comic books, but they were all prequels to the movie. And every time you go into the comic book itself, that's all that's in is ads for the movies, ads for the toys. Not like we used to remember it back when you get the last page where you could send $2 to New York and get a family of sea monkeys. You know what I'm saying?
Man, they never looked like they did in the artwork. I'm sorry.
But even in the beginning of comic books, they were still the same thing, just for a different article. I mean, they were still just used to sell stuff. I mean, they were still back then. It was more toys. But they were still, most of them were designed and written around selling, being a commercial for something.
I guess what
not necessarily movies back then, but a lot of times it was toys, and all the biggest ones always came out, several months before Christmas, so that you'd want those toys. And I mean, they've always just been some type of commercial for something.
See, like for me, I can appreciate like the X-Men genre because they got as far as they could with the original cast of characters, and then went to the prequel, and then have done a couple prequels. But each time it's like all new people.
Right.
You know what I mean? They haven't told the same story. I mean, even like when they redid the X-Men Origins with Wolverine, it was like different,
All the supporting guys were different?
It was just, I don't know.
Got me up for a second, bro. Oh, it ain't waiting.
God dang it, Terry.
I kind of like how, like in X-Men, the original X-Men was Cyclops, Jean Grey, Beast, and Iceman. And then with starting with Uncanny X-Men number 96, they actually made the X-Men more diverse. They didn't make Iceman African American. They didn't make Jean Grey a male.
What?
Are we still on?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, but what they did in Uncanny X-Men number 96, they introduced Wolverine, a Canadian. They introduced Banshee, who was from Ireland. They introduced a Native American. They introduced an African American, which was Storm. They made the cast more diverse with brand new characters. Wolverine wasn't even a popular character. Before that issue, he had one appearance in Incredible Hulk, and it wasn't even that popular. Okay, the story wasn't that good. It wasn't until Uncanny X-Men that he actually became big. I wish that they would do something like that. Don't turn Jean Grey into a male, or don't turn Iceman into a Native American. Make new characters like Storm that are very strong, very good characters. If you want to become diverse.
Exactly. Yeah, there's no reason to throw somebody else in Tony Stark's suit.
Right.
Yeah, that would just be dumb. Like, I think, at the time, like, when the first Batman came out, and of course it was Batman and Joker, and Jack Nicholson was a brilliant Joker. I mean, even my mom was like, "Oh, I love Jack." Yeah, just
Heath Ledger.
so.
Nicholson.
It was almost blasphemy that they redid the Batman story and put another Joker to it. But to Heath Ledger's credit, he killed it. He nailed it. I mean, as good as Jack Nicholson was with the original Joker, Heath Ledger was even better. But even still, I was like, I wish they wouldn't have wasted the story and just brought somebody new, to another new villain. Because like I said, there's countless villains that we have no clue, I never even heard about, the general public. I mean,
But that isn't a good selling point, though.
I get it, but it's like, I don't know. Like, I'm just saying for me, I'm not saying, for society or for what sells. I'm just saying, quit rehashing the same story over and over.
Did you guys ever watch Batman the animated series?
Yes, loved it.
Okay, I would like, even though he's redoing it, I would love to see the Mr. Freeze origin story from Batman the animated series done on the big screen. I mean, that story will bring a tear to your eye even to this day, Instead, we have that abomination with Mr. Freeze that Arnold Schwarzenegger was in. Oh God,
misused in that.
Yeah. All the bleach and holy water in the world can't remove that from my eyes, but
Sellers, though, gave us the Dark Knight quadrilogy.
I can appreciate that. I can.
Christian Bale, I think, did a really good job as Batman.
I think
Heath Ledger's Joker was awesome.
I think
Bane was amazing.
I actually thought the Heath Ledger was great, except for when he was Batman, because I can't get past the. As soon as he puts the mask on, he's got to use that breathless voice, and it's like. And that's like, dude, just talk fucking normal, man.
I've said this before.
He's got to have
ruins
an alter ego voice.
Ruins it.
My brother and I, my brother, Jason, Jerry, Adrian, all of us went. We did like a double feature one day. We went and saw The Dark Knight and Step Brothers in the same day. And we went and watched The Dark Knight first, which was good because Step Brothers was a good palate cleanser.
Right.
But we got done watching it. Excuse me. I don't want to be all breathing all over your stuff again. But I asked my brother, I said, "What'd you think?" He goes, "Heath Ledger was cool, but I don't like Christian Bale as Batman."
Right.
I said, "Well, what happened?" He goes, "I don't wear hockey pads. This is the way I'm going to talk through the whole movie. My voice is going to hurt after a long time. My ears hurt after hearing you talk all the time like that shit sucked. And I was like, wow, you were really mad about it. He goes, yeah, dude, every time Batman came on, it's like,
It was horrible.
at least with the old Batman, he talked like a normal person.
Right?
Hey,
Yeah.
Terry. Hey,
Every
Terry.
time
Hey,
Batman
Terry.
talks, this is my brother's complaint. I've got to talk like this. It's really annoying. Go
Hey,
ahead,
Terry.
Murph.
Hey, Terry. This is something I brought up before, that Bruce Wayne and Batman are really two different characters, and it's hard to cast one actor to play two different characters in the same movie. However, this is something I want to start with you, Terry, and ask somebody. Starting with the original Batman from the 1960s up through the Dark Knight trilogy or Batman versus Superman, whatever. Who do you think played the best Bruce Wayne, and who do you think played the best Batman?
The best Bruce Wayne, honestly, man, I'll give it to Christian Bale. I
Cool.
thought Christian
Cool.
Bale did the best as
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne
Yeah.
because you could see a lot of conflict within his portrayal of the character.
Mhm.
And I'll probably get a lot of shit for this, but I really enjoyed Ben Affleck as Batman.
I was gonna say that too. I was gonna say that too.
Watch it because he got cast as it, but
Right.
as far
That
as
was
Batman
more-
goes, he did a great job.
Ben Affleck's Batman is the Frank Miller Batman that I like.
Right.
Nice. Cool.
Some of the fight
Cool.
scenes were a little contrived.
Well, but it was Zack Snyder directing.
Yeah.
You know, it's Zack Snyder's going to put his name on something. You've seen Watchmen. And I liked it, but I know a lot of core fans of Watchmen did not like it. I
liked
enjoyed it. I
Watchmen.
thought it was as good as
You liked the big blue guy, didn't you?
It was a fantastic story.
You liked the big blue guy, didn't you?
Terry's got pictures of him on the wall.
Yeah.
Who up in that mud?
Yeah, I liked him as Batman in that movie, but I did not enjoy the movie. I definitely agree that he
Yeah.
played the role well, but I think that movie could have been done a lot better.
I agree with you, and I think the whole thing is because Superman is so boring. He was boring in Man of Steel.
Yep.
He was boring in Batman versus Superman. I don't know if it's
Man
the
of
actor,
Steel was a lot better than
Henry
Batman
Cavill or
versus
what have you,
Superman,
but there's like no excitement to Superman for me in this new DC or DC, what do they call it? DC Extended Universe is what
Right.
their official name for it is. But like every time Superman would come on, like Jordan and I went to the theater and saw that father-son day trip or whatever, and I was like, man, you know what? I wish I could just go up in the booth and like fast forward all the shit with Clark Kent, fast forward all the shit with Lois Lane. I don't care about either one of you. This is boring. The Jesse Eisenberg played Lex Luthor. I thought his take on Lex Luthor was horrible. I thought it was very shitty. Too jumpy, too skinny, you know.
But technically, isn't he Lex Luthor Jr., not
He's-
the Lex Luthor
Yeah.
villain that we
yeah,
know?
I was watching it earlier
He's
today.
the son of that guy.
Right, but I mean, I was like, Wonder Woman kicked ass. Gail Gadot, or Gadot,
Oh, yeah.
however you say it, when she first got cast, and I know her from the Fast and Furious movies, I was like, man, she's really, really skinny playing Wonder Woman. You know how she, because Wonder Woman's Amazon.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Supposed to be like 6'4", 250 something. Yeah.
technically in the comic books, yeah, but then again, Hugh Jackman shouldn't be Wolverine because Hugh Jackman's about a foot taller than Wolverine
Right.
actually is. You know.
Funny part is, the other day I was eating at Cane's, the restaurant over there, and I sit
Oh, the
down
big old picture.
and
of
I
him?
look up,
Yeah.
and her camel toe is staring at me.
Ah.
It's like right there. It's like, oh my god, that's a Wonder Woman's camel toe right there.
It wasn't a picture of China, was it? From the MTV Movie Awards one year, she dressed up like that.
No, this was the original Underworld.
Rest in peace, Joni Lord. I think
Yeah.
But no, and I thought I think that was the biggest takeaway. Like I asked Jordan because Jordan's pretty much demographic for these type of movies.
Right.
They're pitching the DVDs, pitching the toys, all that to the kids. So Jordan and I left the theater, and it was first off.
Not Deadpool though.
Deadpool's
Deadpool's not for
He
kids.
got to watch certain parts of it. He didn't get to see all of it. But
You're a horrible parent, Terry.
no, well.
If you showed your kid Deadpool.
Oh, I'm telling you, I don't want to get into it. That's why I'm going to stick to
I'm
this
kidding.
topic
I'm
here.
fucking with you.
But I asked Jordan, I said, okay, son, what do you think? My thoughts were Zack Snyder made it too CGI-y. I thought they wasted Doomsday. I thought it was too dark in some spots. Like, not dark as in the tone, but like the actual what you saw on screen. Where the fuck did Batman go? Where the fuck did, like, it was too dark.
Yeah.
Like, we couldn't see shit.
It felt like a Tim Burton movie.
Right.
Like it felt like a wannabe Tim Burton movie at some points. And it's like, man, and to think that they cut it down to 2.5 hours?
Yeah.
No, there's way
Yeah,
more
no
than
kidding,
that.
yeah.
We watched the
You
like
made this
3-hour
motherfucker
long one.
way too long, dude.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah.
Is there extended versions out there?
Yeah, the DVD.
Yeah, there's like a
Blu-ray.
3-hour
really?
cut.
Yeah.
On Blu-ray.
I
It
don't.
was
I
one
don't
of those
suggest
movies
it.
you're like, when is it ever gonna finish?
Yeah.
Jordan stayed up through the whole thing. I was shocked.
I didn't.
We left and I asked him, I said, what'd you like?
And,
I thought Wonder Woman was cool. I liked Batman. Superman sucks, and I could tell the monster at the end was fake.
Right.
That's coming from a 7-year-old kid.
Yeah.
You know, like, these kids, the imagination's what you run on when you're that age.
Right.
You suspend belief. You're like, holy shit, Batman's real. Even Jordan, as a little movie fan, just kind of like, Dad, that was way... And plus, the first thing he said, it was way too long. I got bored a lot.
Yeah.
You know? You don't expect that from Batman versus Superman. I mean, we've been waiting for that fucking movie for years.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, you guys want to take a break real quick?
Really quick. Right down the line.
Oh, just because you got to go piss, now you want to...
No.
Yeah.
As far as versus movies go, which one was better? Batman versus Superman or Freddy versus Jason? Freddy versus Jason.
I would have to...
Freddy versus Jason. Yep.
Jason.
That was a good movie. That was a good battle movie.
With about a quarter of the fucking budget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And there was
Way
some
smaller than
comedy.
a quarter.
There was some comedy thrown in there. I mean, it had everything.
And if it would have had a guest appearance by Michael Myers, like they did with Wonder Woman,
right?
it would have been even better, right? You know?
Or a Chainsaw Massacre, like coming in.
Oh hell yeah, Leatherface, yeah,
The
man.
sequel word was Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. It was ready to go, but they couldn't line up everything with Sam Raimi's company.
Oh fuck.
Who's Ash?
Ash. Boom.
Ash, yeah, Evil Dead.
They were trying to get the guy's got a fucking chainsaw for an arm.
Yeah.
Never seen Evil Dead, have you?
No.
You guys are catching up.
Oh man, Ash, yeah. You gotta watch it, bro. Watch Army of Darkness.
Yeah, but they had it all planned. But then they eventually turned the sequel that they wrote into a comic book, Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash, and then he came with a sequel to that called Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash, Nightmare Warriors.
Oh wow.
Where they brought back the Dream Warriors from Part 3 and a bunch of the old characters from the other movies.
The band too.
So basically, think about how much this scene would have cost. Washington, D.C. is raining blood. The Necronomicon is giving Jason intelligence. Freddy's in control of the Necronomicon. And giant Freddys are taking down fucking air fighters out of the sky in Washington, D.C. How fucking much would that would have cost the fucking shot right there?
And the only person that can save the world is the sporting goods guy at S-Mart.
All right, let's go to break.
All right. We'll be back in a few minutes.
That's like the turducken of horror movies, right?